God is a God of precision, and therefore the place of position cannot be overemphasized when discussing the God factor. I asked a question from a brethren while in church, and the question was, where are you? Sounds strange to him. I'm in the church now. Yeah, I know you're in the church, but the question is, where are you? I know you are sitting somewhere right now, and I'm asking, where are you? You could tell me, I'm in my room, I'm in the office, I'm this, I'm that. But no, I'm not asking you that. The question is, where are you? God knew that Adam was in the garden because God was with him in the garden. And he still asked him, Adam, where are you? So it means that far beyond what God was saying in the physical, he was actually asking Adam something more deeper. The question is, Adam, where are you? It means that I've placed you somewhere in the spiritual, but it looks as if I can't find you there. Where are you? And I'm asking you also that same question this evening. Where are you? Because the fact there remains that when a man loses his divine location, he also loses his divine allocation, because the place of positioning is very, very important to be able to get that which belongs to us. So have you been looking for so many things that you think you're supposed to have access to in God? Is there so many things that you feel that, no, I'm a child of God, I'm this and that, I'm supposed to have this, he has said this, there are so many testimonies regarding your life from the scriptures, but it looks as if you are not walking in them. The question you should ask yourself this evening is, where am I? Where are you? Are you actually standing where you ought to stand? The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make thy enemy thy footstool. So if your enemy is not under your footstool, then you should check yourself. Are you actually sitting? He has made us to what? To sit in heavenly places with Christ, in Christ Jesus, isn't it? But are you actually sitting in heavenly places in Christ Jesus? It is your position that determines your allocation. Look at the life of man. The moment man left the position God put him in the beginning to what? To take dominion, he started tilling the ground instead of what? Of tending the garden. But look at the birds of the air. They neither walk, they neither have skills, but they feed. Why? They remain in their divine position. When a man loses his divine position, he begins to look for excuses to justify his wrong position. And when a man loses the place he's supposed to be divinely, then all that he ought to have becomes his personal problem. His feeding becomes his problem. His security becomes his problem. Why? He has left the position where he's supposed to what? To be. So the question you should keep asking yourself is, where are mine? Because when a man loses where he's supposed to be, then death becomes the life of his life. Death becomes the order of his life. If you take a fish out of the water, then he's dying. If you take a plant out of the soil, then he's dying. Why? Because when God was to create the fish, he spoke to the water. When God was to create this plant, he spoke to the soil. But when God was to create man, he spoke to himself. Let us create man in our own image and after our own likeness. So the question means that you were created to be in God. That is your position. That is your original position. That is where your dominion actually lies. So take a man out of God, and that is a man that death is the order of his day. Whatever makes a man is what can sustain a man. You were made for God, in God, because in him all things consist, and without him nothing that was made. So my dear brethren, the question is, where are you? If you don't discover where you are, then you lack spiritual intelligence, because it takes spiritual intelligence for you to be able to know that the position where you occupy is what is determining the allocations that you are. And if you like, no find your location, now you serve you.